Welcome to Podnutz Daily for September 16th, episode number 78. Let's start off by talking about wireless adapter software. I don't know about you guys, but I hate wireless adapter software, like ones that come with wireless adapters, like wireless network adapters. You know, you got the Windows configuration utility, then you got, like, you buy a Belkin card, and Belkin has their own utility, and then they fight with each other, and one says one is controlling it, and the other one wants to control it, and nightmare. Whenever I buy a wireless adapter, I put the card in first. I don't even use the disc at this point. Put the card in first. Let Windows find the card. Then the Windows is going to say, if it doesn't already have the driver, it's going to say, where's the driver? Then you put in the disc and just point the new hardware wizard to the disc. It should just load the driver and not load all the other crap that comes with it. We did that today on a Dell. Dell was having a problem with its proprietary stuff came with the wireless adapter. It was connecting and disconnecting and connecting and disconnecting. We just disabled the wireless adapter software and just used Windows, and it works fine. It's a lot simpler for the customer too. But they don't have two icons down in their taskbar there, just both giving different messages. So that's what I like to do. I've heard some not great things about the Windows Zero configuration utility, I think is what it's called. Like it cuts out every few minutes and it comes back real fast, or it's not the most secure thing. But I never had a problem with it, so I like kind of keep using it. Okay, we had a Dell laptop. It was a Inspiron 1100. Came in and the thing was, what was it doing? Just really, really terribly slow. This is the one I was talking about where every time we created an account, even though we had one good account on the computer, every account we created after that would be slow. So we finally got the speed of that worked out. And we installed Service Pack 2. Wait, was this the same one? This might have been a different one. I'm not sure. Anyway, we had a computer. We installed Service Pack 2 on the machine. Service Pack 2 got like 3/4 of the way through the installation. And you know where it says finalizing installation when you're running Service Pack 2? It'll say like a little window, finalizing installation. You think you're almost done. It crashed. It said Service Pack 2 could not complete. Sometimes when that happens, Service Pack 2 is actually completed, or it's completed enough that the computer thinks it's Service Pack 2. So we rebooted the machine. Everything seemed fine. We looked in the system control panel system. It said Service Pack 2 was loaded. But when we put a USB flash drive into any of the USB ports, it would not be recognized. Well, what I thought we should do to try to fix this is, okay, why don't we just put Service Pack 3 on it? This is, maybe that'll reinstall some stuff that the computer needs. So we put Service Pack 3 on it, and that installed fine. The computer needed Service Pack 3 anyway. There's no big deal with that. Tried the USB ports, nothing. So what we did was we just went into the device manager. We uninstalled all of the USB controllers from the device manager, rebooted the machine. It reinstalled all the USB drivers, and then USB ports worked fine. Okay, customer brought in a machine. It was a problem he was having with Internet Explorer giving him script errors. It would Internet Explorer would crash. I think, and I don't know the exact error because it never happened when I was working on the computer. According to the customer, it happens intermittently when you're working on the computer. And it says Internet Explorer 7 application crash or app crash or something like that, and then it couldn't read scripts on the page. Anyway, Internet Explorer was giving him errors. So I had already fixed this in the past by basically just taking Internet Explorer, going into settings or tools. I think it's tools and advanced, and just resetting all the Internet Explorer settings to factory settings. And that worked. When I worked on it last time, it seemed fine. I gave it back to him. He said it keeps happening. Happened like a couple days after I gave it back to him. Then so I'm like, all right, well, I'm not going to charge you, bring it back in. I'll make sure it's fixed for real this time. And, I did think I fixed it last time as well, but he brought it in, and I'm like, I wonder what it could be, and I'm thinking about it, and he's like, yeah, and he's like, I wonder, I don't know, and he's walking out, and he's like, oh, it can't be this, and I'm not going to say the name of the site. Anyway, it was a porn site, and he's like, oh, it couldn't be this site I go to, and I'm like, well, I think you should just use Firefox. So we just transferred him over to Firefox, and I told him, like, if he goes to those sites, I can't guarantee that I could fix the problem for free every time he comes back with a problem. So lots of viruses on those sites, lots of spyware and downloadable stuff. It's probably a good idea if you want to keep your computer clean to stay away from those sites. All right, moving on. XP Antivirus 2009 on a Vista machine came in today. Going to tackle that tomorrow. I think I can handle it. If I run into any problems, I will give you guys a shout and see what solutions you're doing with that. It's still running rampant, XP Antivirus. And these customers are bewildered when they get that. They're like, always wondering, what does somebody get? They always want to know, what does somebody get out of making these viruses? And I tell them they make money because they sell you the fix for the virus. They sell you the antidote for the virus, and they charge you $50 for it. And most of the times, that doesn't even get rid of it anyway. They don't care. Moving on further. I'm now recording all of the chat rooms. So I will be posting this in chat logs, probably attached to the show notes for each show, because I know there's a lot of good stuff in the chat room, and I can only glance over every once in a while to see it. I can't sit there and read it all show. I like to get in the chat room for a couple minutes afterwards, and then I go and skim through what was being said. And there's, you guys are always providing answers to what I'm mentioning on the show, and I would love to have that as part of the show notes. So finally, I'm saving the transcripts, and I'm going to start posting them. I'm using a chat client called Colloquy on the Mac, and it seems okay. It's doing the job, I guess. This is a pretty cool thing that happened yesterday. I went on eBay to buy a motherboard for a Dell Inspiron 6000 laptop I had talked about before, where it looked like a customer had spilled something in the machine. I found a good deal. This seller said it was thoroughly tested. He was in New York, so I know I'd get it fast because I'm in Pennsylvania. So I ordered it. It was a decent price, too. And he had a great eBay name. He sells computer parts, obviously, and his eBay name was Greetings and Computations. And I thought that was cool. It stuck in my mind. Anyway, I get home, looking at my emails, and I get an email from Greetings and Computations. And I look at the subject line. It said something about Podnutz in it. And I'm like, wait a minute, am I just imagining things? I'm like, how would he know that I'm? Because my email address isn't Podnutz, and that I buy eBay stuff with. Anyway, he recognized it was me buying, and he's a listener of the show. And he told me he's an expert in Dell laptop parts, and to look to him first if I ever need any deals. He said he'll cut me a break sometimes if I need it. So you're the man. His name is Rick. Rick, thank you very much for that email. I got a kick out of that. It's a small world, So thank you for that email, and that was great. Now I also like to have like a good solid eBay seller for when I need Dell parts. I'm always going to go to Rick. Okay, this past Sunday, this is the day Eric was helping us out. We went I call it check disk crazy on the Sunday. We had about 4 computers, and we ran check disk on all of them. They all seemed like symptoms that you would run check disk for, like problems booting, but past the point where it's not the master boot record or something fixboot wouldn't fix. When the Windows screen pops up and you got the scrolling bar going across, and then it's